Think about those stories that just, stick with you from when you were a kid. Maybe not just the plot, but the feel of it. Turning the pages, the colors, maybe even little holes in the book. Yeah, for a lot of people, one book jumps right out. Today, we're doing a deep dive into a true icon, one of the most beloved children's picture books ever, Eric Carle's The Very Hungry Caterpillar. We pulled together, well, a whole stack of material, looking at everything from how it started to its, frankly, incredible global impact. We really want to figure out what makes it so special. So our mission here is to explore how this apparently simple story became such a phenomenon. What did it bring to early learning? And how does it still influence culture, reading, even things like healthy eating campaigns? We found some genuinely surprising stuff digging through our sources, and we're excited to share a fresh look at this classic with you. Okay, so first things first, let's just quickly unpack the story itself. At its core, it's really simple, right? A story of the growth of discovery. It kicks off on a Sunday morning. This tiny and very hungry caterpillar hatches from an egg, and right away, he's off on this week-long eating adventure. Monday, 1 apple. Tuesday, 2 pears. All the way up to 5 oranges on Friday.
Right, the quantity increases each day.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Even after all that fruit, he's still hungry. Which I think we can all relate to that feeling sometime.
Oh, absolutely. And then comes Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, the Saturday feast. It's remarkable, the sheer indulgence. After sticking to fruit all week, he just goes wild. We're talking a piece of chocolate cake, an ice cream cone, a pickle, slice of Swiss cheese, slice of salami, a lollipop,
Keep going.
a piece of cherry pie, a sausage, a cupcake, and finally, a slice of watermelon.
Wow.
And, well, surprise, surprise, he ends up with a massive stomachache.
You would, wouldn't you?
Definitely. That shift, though, from the healthy stuff to the, let's say, less healthy stuff is actually really key to why the story works so well.
Kind of the consequences.
Yeah.
So the next day, Sunday again, he gets smart.
Back to basics.
Yeah, just one nice green leaf, and poof, stomachache gone.
Relief, and now he's not tiny anymore.
No, now he's a big fat caterpillar, so he builds himself a little house. A cocoon, the book calls it.
And stays in there for more than 2 weeks, just resting up.
And then, the magic moment. He nibbles his way out.
And emerges.
As this beautiful, large, multicolored butterfly. It's such a perfect little cycle. But what makes this simple journey so important for little kids learning?
Well, that's the real genius, isn't it? How seamlessly it weaves in the learning. It's not just a story. It's like a foundational tool for early childhood education. It very subtly teaches so many core concepts, but it never feels like a lesson,
Like what specifically?
Counting, obviously. The days of the week. Different types of food, both healthy and maybe not so healthy. Plus, kids pick up on sequencing, prediction, basic concepts about life cycle. It just makes learning feel, well, natural and fun.
Learning without realizing you're learning. That's the dream.
Exactly.
But okay, creativity-wise, where did this actually come from? What was the spark for Carle? How did he even think of it?
It's quite the origin story, actually. This was only Carle's 3rd book he illustrated, and just the 2nd one he wrote himself. And the idea... It didn't start with a caterpillar at all. It started as a week with Willie the worm.
Willie the worm.
Yeah, and the inspiration. Apparently just Carle messing around with a hole punch.
A hole punch? Seriously?
Seriously. He punched holes in a stack of paper and thought, hey, that looks like a worm ate through it.
Yeah.
It wasn't some grand artistic vision initially, more like a playful accident.
Okay, so Willie the worm doesn't sound quite as charming. How did we get from Willie to the caterpillar?
Well, here's where it gets really interesting. His editor, Anne Benedus, played a massive part.
Okay.
She looked at Willie the worm and basically said, a worm. Maybe not the most likable main character for kids.
I can see that. A bit earthy.
Right. And maybe not as visually exciting. She suggested changing it to a caterpillar.
Which immediately brings in the whole transformation angle.
Exactly. The butterfly. Much more hopeful, much more beautiful. That one suggestion, honestly, it changed everything. It completely elevated the story.
And then the holes themselves. That's probably the most memorable thing, physically. The actual holes the caterpillar eats. Where did that idea come from?
Carle said he got the idea for the holes from these differently shaped books he remembered from his childhood in Germany.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, books with cutouts, tactile things. He wanted it to be interactive, not just looking, but touching, feeling, almost like you're helping the caterpillar eat. It makes it an active experience, not passive.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
But I imagine making those holes wasn't easy back then.
Not at all. That's actually another hurdle they faced. It was first published by World Publishing Company in the US in '69, but because of the cost and complexity of die cutting those holes in the US,
Yeah.
they actually had it printed in Japan initially.
Wow. All the way to Japan just for the holes.
It really shows their commitment to Carle's vision, right? Even though it was difficult.
Definitely. So it overcame that hurdle, and then it just exploded. How did it become such a global thing?
Penguin Random House publishes it now. They acquired it from Carle in 2019, making sure it continues. But yeah, the success, it's just staggering. We're talking over 50 million copies sold worldwide.
50 million.
50 million. Someone estimated that works out to about one copy sold every 30 seconds.
That's insane.
It really is, and translated into over 60 languages.
60? Like,
Oh, Arabic, Dutch, French, Spanish, German, Japanese, Italian, Hebrew, loads more. It just shows how universal that core story is. Growth, change, trying new things. It clicks everywhere.
that adaptability is amazing. It connects across cultures.
Absolutely. It's not just a commercial juggernaut either. The awards poured in too.
Right. It wasn't just popular. It was acclaimed.
Exactly. It won the American Institute of Graphic Arts Award in 1970. Same year, named one of the best children's books of England. France gave it the Selection du Grand Prix de Treize in 72. Japan, the Nakamori Reader's Prize in 75.
So critics loved it internationally right from the start.
They did. The New York Times called it one of the 10 best picture books of the year back in 1969. It just hit that sweet spot of innovative design, simple brilliance, and, well, educational value.
And I read something really surprising. It showed up on the BBC's Big Read poll in 2003. Like the list of best loved novels.
Yeah. At number 199, it was one of the very few picture books on that list.
What does that even mean, that adults still think of it that fondly?
I think so. It shows it's more than just a kid's book. It's become this, shared cultural memory, something people carry with them and pass on. It has real staying power, a deep emotional connection.
And that popularity hasn't faded, has it?
Not at all. The National Education Association put it on their Teachers' Top 100 Books for Children list in 2007.
Makes sense.
Then a school library journal survey in 2012 ranked it the second best children's book ever.
Second best. Wow.
And just recently, 2020, the New York Public Library listed it as number 10 on their top checkouts of all time.
Top 10 checkouts. That's incredible.
And for its 50th anniversary in 2019, it won Best Children's Classic at the Sainsbury Children's Book Awards. Carle himself said that was a perfect way to celebrate. It's just cemented its place, a true classic.
It's undeniable. But okay, let's dig a bit deeper now, connect some other dots. There's the famous cocoon versus chrysalis thing. Scientists are quick to point out butterflies emerge from a chrysalis, moths from a cocoon. Carle used cocoon. Why?
Yes, that comes up a lot. And Carle was totally aware of the science. He called it his unscientific explanation.
Okay.
He basically said, look, first off, his caterpillar's pretty unusual anyway, right? Eating lollipops and ice cream.
Good point.
But more importantly, it was personal. He said when he was a little boy, his father used to tell him, Eric, come out of your cocoon. Meaning, open up, engage with the world.
Ah, so it was a phrase that resonated with him.
Exactly. He said it just wouldn't sound right emotionally to say, come out of your chrysalis. So, as he put it, poetry won over science.
Poetry won over science. I like that.
It really shows his priority was the feeling, the child's experience, not just the scientific label. Which is fascinating, right? Prioritizing that emotional truth.
It really is. It reminds you what kids' books are really for. And then, completely unexpectedly, it's become a tool for healthy eating. How'd that happen?
Isn't that something? Yeah, major health organizations have actually used it. The American Academy of Pediatrics, the CDC Centers for Disease Control, various anti-obesity campaigns.
What do they do with it?
They use it in nutrition outreach. Back in 2011, the American Academy of Pediatrics actually sent special copies to doctors and health providers for a healthy foods campaign.
Why this book?
Well, think about it. The caterpillar eats all the junk food on Saturday, gets a stomachache, eats a nice green leaf, feels better.
Ah, it's a simple visual lesson.
Exactly. It's a really gentle, non-preachy way to introduce the idea of balanced eating to kids and parents. Super accessible. It shows how powerful a simple story can be for conveying health messages.
That's genuinely clever.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got science debates, health campaigns. What about, cultural influence? Even political figures.
Oh, yeah, it pops up there, too. Former First Lady Barbara Bush used it a lot in her literacy campaigns. She saw how fundamental it was for early reading.
Makes sense.
And then there's this funny little anecdote. In 1999, Pizza Hut asked all the U.S. governors to name their favorite childhood book.
Okay. Random, but right.
And George W. Bush, who was governor of Texas then, named The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Right. But wait, wasn't he like 23 when it came out in 69?
Exactly. He was 23, so maybe not his childhood book, technically.
Oh, that's quite memorable.
It is. But it kind of shows how quickly it became seen as the classic children's book, the one you'd name, even if the timeline was a bit fuzzy. It just resonated that fast across generations.
Incredible reach. And even the tech world acknowledged it, right?
Mhm.
Google.
Yep. For the 40th anniversary in 2009, Google did one of their doodles. They rendered their main logo on the search page in that classic Eric Carle collage style.
Oh, cool. A perfect digital nod.
For sure. And, the book's universe didn't stop at the page. It expanded way beyond.
Like screen adaptations.
Definitely. There was a UK television adaptation back in 1993 by a Illuminated film company. Got released on VHS too. Then in 2002, it was part of an anthology called The World of Eric Carle. Had 4 other Carle stories in it.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Didn't it have a special soundtrack?
It did. A sort of classical music-influenced score by Julian Knott.
And they even had different voice actors for the UK and US, right?
Yeah, Roger McGough and Juliet Stevenson in the UK.
Right.
Brian Cummings and Linda Gary in the US. They really invested in it. In fact, get this. The film and TV rights sold for £1 million.
£1 million for the rights. Wow.
Tells you the value they saw in that little caterpillar.
No kidding. And did that anthology make it to DVD?
It did. Came out on DVD in 2006. Disney distributed it in the US, ABC DVD in Australia. It even got adapted into a 10-track CD at some point,
Just
covering all the media bases.
Making sure kids could find it everywhere.
Pretty much. And then it jumped off the screen and onto the actual stage.
A stage show. Yeah. The Very Hungry Caterpillar Show. It debuted in Australia at the Sydney Festival in 2015.
And how's that done?
Amazingly well.
Yeah.
It's toured over 20 countries since then. Apparently over 3 million kids worldwide have seen it.
3 million! That's huge for a live show based on a picture book.
It really shows how well those simple, iconic characters translate, even in puppetry or live performance.
And of course, there's the merchandise.
Oh, the merch. Absolutely. Beyond the original book, there are tons of unique editions, some you can personalize now. Plus, games, pop-up versions. There was even a book combined with a card game.
Did it ever go digital, like video games?
It did. There was an educational game called The Very Hungry Caterpillar's ABCs. Came out for the WiiWare service, Nintendo's downloadable games, back in 2010.
ABCs, so still focused on learning.
Exactly. It's a brand that really knows its audience and how to reach them, from the bookshelves to the tablet. So when you pull it all together, what does it all mean? We started with this tiny egg on a leaf and ended up with this global phenomenon. The Very Hungry Caterpillar. It's clearly not just a story about bug-eating stuff.
Not at all. It's really a testament to the power of keeping things simple, but engaging. That innovative design, those universal themes. Growth, change, they just work.
And its impact is everywhere. Education, art, culture, even, bizarrely, public health. It shows how one story can genuinely shape how we understand things, how we behave.
Yeah, this whole deep dive, it really highlights how a story made for the littlest kids can have these incredible layers of meaning, layers of influence that ripple out across generations, across disciplines. And it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, what other simple stories are out there shaping our world in ways we don't even realize, just humming along beneath the surface, waiting for us to take a closer look and really unpack what's going on.
That's a really provocative thought. Something for all of us to maybe keep an eye out for those hidden depths in the everyday stories around us.